The sun dipped low over Red Rock Canyon, painting the jagged cliffs in hues of crimson and gold, as if the earth itself was bleeding out the day's heat. Nakai stood at the edge of the mesa, his long black hair whipping in the wind like raven wings. He was a man carved from the lantal, broad-shouldered with skin the color of sun-baked clay and eyes that held the depth of ancient stories. They called him the Lonely Apache, a name whispered among the elders of the Navajo Nation. Though he was dying through and through, loneliness wasn't a choice. It was a scar left by loss, one that had festered for 6 long years since Isla had slipped away into the spirit world, far below. The canyon floor stretched like a vast cracked palm holding secrets in its crevices. Nakai had come here to pray, to scatter corn pollen and ask the holy people for guidance. His herd of horses grazed nearby, their coats shimmering in the fading light. Tease, his favorite blue roan, nickered softly, sensing his unrest. But the wind carried something else, today a distant rumble, unnatural against the symphony of nature. He squinted toward the horizon, where a speck grew into the shape of a helicopter, slicing through the sky like a mechanical bird. Mira adjusted her seatbelt for the 3rd time, her fingers trembling slightly despite the excitement bubbling in her chest. She was 28, a graphic designer from Delhi, with a laugh that could light up a crowded metro, and eyes that sparkled like the Yamuna River under festival lights. Beside her sat Rohan, her fiancé of 2 years, a software engineer whose idea of adventure was debugging code on a deadline. This honeymoon trip to America was his grand gesture, a surprise helicopter tour over the Grand Canyon to celebrate their upcoming wedding. "Think of it as our pre-wedding photo shoot," he'd joked, snapping selfies as the chopper lifted off. The pilot's voice crackled over the headset. "Folks, we're cruising at 5,000 feet. Grand Canyon below, nature's masterpiece." Mira leaned against the window, mesmerized by the endless expanse of red rock and shadow. Rohan's hand found hers, squeezing gently. "This is forever, Mira," he whispered. She smiled, imagining their life back home. A small apartment in South Delhi, weekend brunches, maybe kids someday. But fate, that capricious weaver, had other threads in mind. A sudden gust hit the helicopter like a hammer. Alarms blared. The pilot swore, wrestling the controls as the machine bucked wildly. Mira's scream mixed with Rohan's shout. Metal groaned. The world spun. Blue sky, red earth, blue again. Impact came in a thunderous crash, the rotor blades shearing against rock. Fire bloomed. Pain exploded in Mira's side. Then darkness swallowed everything. When she woke, the sun had set, and the wreckage smoldered like a dying campfire. Her seatbelt had saved her, but Rohan, he was gone. His body twisted unnaturally in the debris. Blood streaked her face. Her left arm hung limp. She crawled out, sobbing, the canyon's vast silence mocking her grief. Hours passed, or was it minutes? Time blurred in shock. Headlights pierced the night, a rescue team finally arriving, but as they loaded her into an ambulance, Mira felt a piece of her soul stay behind in that fiery grave. Nakai had seen the crash from afar, a streak of flame against the twilight. Instinct drove him down the treacherous paths on TS, his heart pounding with the urgency of a warrior's call. By the time he reached the site, rescuers were there. But one figure sat, a Pata woman, wrapped in a foil blanket, staring blankly at the stars. Her dark hair was matted with blood, her sari torn and singed. She looked like a lost spirit from one of his grandmother's tales. He approached quietly, offering a canteen of water. "Drink," he said in English, his voice rough from disuse. She took it without looking, sipping mechanically. The rescuers nodded at him. Locals knew Nakai. He was the one who guided lost hikers, the man who spoke to horses. "She's the only survivor," one said. "Indian tourist, lost her husband." He stayed until the ambulance left, then rode back to his adobe home on the reservation's edge. It was a simple place. Mud walls, a tin roof, a single room with a fireplace and a bedroll. No electricity, just lanterns and the stars. That night, sleep evaded him. The woman's eyes haunted him, empty yet fierce, like a storm about to break. Mira spent 3 days in a Flagstaff hospital, her arm in a cast, bruises blooming like dark flowers on her skin. Doctors spoke of trauma, of counseling, but she heard none of it. Rohan's family called from India, voices cracking over the phone, arranging to fly his body home. "Come back," Beta, her mother, pleaded. But Mira couldn't. Not yet. The paperwork for her visa extension dragged on. Her passport had survived, but her will to leave hadn't. Discharged with painkillers and a referral to a therapist, she wandered the streets of Flagstaff, ending up at a dusty bus stop. No plan, no destination. A pickup truck pulled up, an old Ford, rusted but reliable. The driver was the man from the crash site, the one with the water needer ride. He asked. She climbed in without a word. They drove in silence to his adobe, where he offered her coffee, black, bitter grounding. "Why?" she finally asked. "Because the canyon gives and takes," he replied. "Tonight it gave you to me to watch over." That first night, she slept on his bedroll while he took the floor. Dreams plagued her, falling, fire, Rohan's face dissolving into smoke. She woke screaming. Nakai was there, a steady presence, humming an old dying lullaby until she calmed. Days blurred into a routine born of necessity. Mira's arm healed slowly. She helped where she could, fetching water from the well, learning to grind corn. Nakai taught her the land, how to read the tracks of coyotes, how to spot edible plants like yucca. The earth provides, he said, but you must listen. She told him about Delhi, the chaos of markets, the spice-scented air, the relentless honking. He shared stories of his people, the long walk, the resilience of the dying, the sacred mountains. Isla came up gradually. She was my heart, he said one evening by the fire. Cancer stole her. I buried her under the juniper tree. Mira touched his hand. Rohan was my anchor. Now I'm adrift. Not adrift, Nakai corrected, just on a new path. The attraction grew like desert rain slow, then sudden. A shared glance while riding TS, his hand steadying her waist. A laugh over burned fry bread. One night, under a blanket of stars, he kissed her. It was tentative, tasting of coffee and longing. She pulled away first, guilt flooding her. It's too soon. He nodded. Time is the canyon's gift, we wait. But fate, ever the meddler, accelerated things. Hosteen Yazi, the tribal elder, visited unannounced. He was ancient, his face a map of wrinkles, eyes sharp as eagle talons. He studied Mira as she served tea. This one carries the spirit of changing woman, he declared. The canyon kept her for you, Nakai. Do not waste the blessing. Nakai protested, but the elder's words lingered. That evening, he showed Mira the silver bracelet Tella set with turquoise. It represents continuity, he explained. If you wear it, you accept the land's claim. Tears welled in her eyes. And do you claim me? I do, he whispered. The wedding was simple, held at dawn in a sacred circle of stones. Elders chanted, drums echoed off the cliffs. Mira wore a borrowed buckskin dress, her hair adorned with feathers. Nakai stood proud in traditional regalia, the red wool braid in his hair symbolizing commitment. They exchanged vows in 2 languages, Dain and Hindi, promising to honor past losses while embracing new life. As the sun rose, they retreated to the hogan. Nakai lifted her over the threshold, his arms strong and sure. The door closed, shutting out the world. Stop me when it's too much, he murmured, his breath warm against her ear. Mira's heart raced. The dress slipped from her shoulders, revealing skin golden in the firelight. His hands explored gently, mapping curves and scars with reverence. She gasped at his touch, arching into him. Clothes discarded, they came together on the wool blankets, bodies intertwining like roots in soil. Slow at first, building to a rhythm as old as the earth. Passion, release, wholeness. Afterward, they lay entwined, sweat cooling, hearts sinking. No stopping, she whispered. He smiled. Never. But life in the canyon wasn't just romance, it was survival. Mira learned to ride alone, herding sheep with Nakai. She designed jewelry, incorporating Indian motifs with Navajo silverwork, selling at local markets. Culture clashes arose, her love for spicy curries versus his simple stews, but they navigated with laughter. One storm night, lightning cracked the sky, flooding the arroyo. Nakai rushed out to save the horses, Mira following despite his protests. Slipping in mud, she nearly drowned, but he pulled her out, their embrace fierce amid the rain. You are my life now, he said. Months passed. Mira's family visited, shocked but accepting. He's good for you, her mother admitted. Yet shadows lingered. Dreams of Rohan haunted her. Memories of Allah tested him. They talked openly, healing together. A year later, under the same mesa, Mira gave birth to a daughter, Rila. Mira, a bridge between worlds. As Nakai held her, tears fell. The canyon gives back, he said. Their story became legend. The bride won by fate, the lonely man made whole. In the whispers of the wind, their love echoed eternally.